Yo, what's up everybody? Travis here from AppSessions with a whole nother app to look at today. This is called LaunchPad by Novation. Now, LaunchPad is actually a digital version of a physical product by the same name. LaunchPad is a MIDI trigger, so all of these little buttons here, and there's quite a number of them, all trigger sounds in different ways. And I mean, just type in LaunchPad on YouTube and you will get blown away. There are some skilled mofos out there busting big heavy chops on these things. I am like blown away constantly by the triggers, by the finger tap-in awesomeness out there. But I just want to show you this app and just how freaking easy it is to make awesome things all the time. So let's get into it. Okay, you look at this and you think, how will I ever be able to use this at all? But actually it's broken up into a really logical ways. There are 48 keys here, or buttons, and each of them contains a sound, and there are 3 types of sound. See these little circle ones there? That means that this will loop over and over and over and over and over again until you tell it not to. You see this straight line one? That means that it will play it only as long as you are physically touching the button. And there's another one, I'll show you what that looks like. It's called retrigger. See, it has a line through it. That means you touch it once, it'll play through once and then stop. Okay, now there are a few other rules to understand about the way that this grid is laid out. Number one, these are all columns. You see 1, 2, 3, there are 8 columns here, and only one trigger can be going from each column at any given time. So if I'm triggering this one, and then, so I'll just play. So if I'm triggering this percussion here, and then I trigger this percussion, it'll wait till the right time in the loop, but it'll stop the first one to play the second one. See, it just stopped. I didn't need to turn this one off. This one just this one canceled this one out when it started. Now you press it twice to stop it on its own. And if you had a situation where there was clear, so this one has none, that would also cancel out any other sounds coming from this column. Okay, so that's that. Now you can also trigger an entire row by kind of putting your finger on it and swiping right. Okay, now there are a few different kinds of sound packs that come with it. And now remember, this is a free app. It's a really awesome, really awesome free app. And they have a companion app called Launch Key, which is more of a key-based instead of a trigger-based launching app. Anyway, but so let's go actually open that one again. I wonder if that key is still gone. Oops. I wonder if I'll ever get it back. Let's go to the hip-hop one. It's really cool. Now there are a few kind of, well, let me just show you how easy it is just to like make something really awesome without even, because everything is syncopated, everything is quantized to be in time, and everything is organized to where it will sound good, like with the drums and the bass and the strings, leads, and then effects and things over here. You're going to have a good basic song any combination of things that you do. It's actually really hard to make something bad here, and let me show you what I mean.
Check. 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 Blow.
Okay, now we have a few other buttons over here, and let me show you what they do. So the volume is basically just controlling, again, the columns. See that? The guitar loop is the only one unaffected because I didn't pull it down. Really well to touch, really sensitive, really nice, easy to use. The filters are, if you raise them up, they're a high-pass filter, which means they're only letting the higher tones go pass. They're filtering out the lower tones. Take it to a low-pass filter. It sounds kind of muffled. That's filtering out the higher tones and letting the low tones pass. This is called a low-pass filter. Okay, now the FX is interesting. You have a few stutter buttons. Which just cause a really quick chop in the beat, and then you have two high-pass filters here that each one is supposed to cover a certain number of bars, so two. Okay, and then you have these six actually are low pass filters, and you can see the time signature below them. This will take it for eight beats, and up and down for 8 beats. This will do 4, 2, 1 beat, and a quarter. And now these two are a band pass, which so a high pass will allow only the high notes to come through. A low pass will allow only the low notes to go through. And a band pass will only allow a certain notes within the band of the frequency. So it's easier to hear than to explain. So these are the three kind of like effect triggers: volume, filter, and effects. And this is like, it's so easy to make anything sound good. Let me jump to another kit here. We'll try Tech House. And I really don't know, I'm not like used to this one or anything. Let me just show you how easy it is to make something awesome. Okay, so this is LaunchPad, and I recommend going and getting it. It's a free download, and it's just like really easy to make awesome things. So you really have no excuse why not to mess around with this thing. And that concludes our tour of the LaunchPad.
Check. Check. Check.